Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live chat. Come on in. You hear the train in the background? Lovely, isn't it? Gotta love those trains. I'm super excited about this video because I get to show you a little bit of what we've been doing with 50 states, but we've also made a lot of changes to what we're doing with this series. And so I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that. As we come in, I'd love to hear where you're joining from. I'm just going to make sure I have all my stuff. I've got a PDF to show you. I got something happening with my hair right now. It's okay. Say where you're joining in from. We'd love to hear that. And just say, because it's all of us here together live. If you're catching the replay, we're going to be sharing just some news, some updates, but primarily I'm here to show you a little sneak peek of the 50 States series and talk about how it's going to be arranged and organized. Welcome. We got you guys coming all the way from California, South Carolina, that's near us, Indiana, New York, Alabama, and you're going to be very excited today because that's going to be our first 50 state series that you're going to get to see the sneak peek of. We've got Manitoba, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Okay, so I like to give it a little bit of time, but not too much time. So we're starting, okay? It's happening. Temple, Texas, hello. We're praying for Texas right now. Just absolutely devastating. I just can't. I absolutely can't. We're just praying for Texas. There's so much happening right now. Anyone else feel like that? There is so much happening in the world right now. And even just locally with people I know, I just feel like it is a difficult summer for a lot of us. And so yeah, just feels like the attack is heavy, feels heavy right now. So for anyone who's going through difficult things and just feeling like oppressing right now or even oppressed right now, we just are standing with you and praying and yeah, just praying for our brothers and sisters all over the place who are just facing a lot. So okay, let's get started. I am going to be sharing my screen if I can. I'm going to figure out, I'm on two different places on one screen, so I'm going to share in both places. Give me a second. First, I'm going to upload it here. Upload, yes, thank you for giving me those tips. That's uploading there, and here I think I'm gonna have to share my screen, so I'm gonna open it right here. This is gonna be so exciting. You guys have no idea. I'm hoping, Jessica, you are on this because Jessica Clark, you'll see her name pop up, and so I'm allowed to say it. But she is our visual director here, and she has just, I think she hit this one right out of the park. It is absolutely amazing. And so I'm excited to show it off for you guys. Let's see. I'm trying to do this in a way where I'm still going to be able to see your comments, which there's just so much happening on my screen right now. I want to share this. Okay, happening on the app first. And I'm going to share it here for all the rest of y'all. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of what we are doing, and you may have some questions. I don't know if you heard me talk about this in the beginning, but I had originally planned on doing a 50 state series where I was going to do kind of full units that were going to be around 18 lessons each, dividing up the states by region. So the color coding that you see on your screen right now, we were going to basically do one unit that was going to be for the West, one for the Southwest, one for the Midwest, one for the Southeast, one for the Northeast. And we were going to divide them up. I actually think we were even going to try, maybe it was even 4 regions, but we were going to do it by region. I wanted to do a full unit. I thought there was going to be so much richness that we could cover. But there was a couple different things that we came across. One of them is I feel like every curriculum company has done something like this. And you guys know us, we like to be as different as possible. We don't want to ever look like we're doing the same thing as everyone else. We want to do something different and unique. And I felt like by breaking it up by individual state, it gave us a lot more options, and it gave you a lot more options. It gives you the ability to really tailor this to your family. It gives you the ability, for those of you who have kids that are in high school, it gives you the ability to really get so many, oh my goodness, the amount of credits that you would be able to get, because this is actually going to be, at least for us in the creation of this, it's going to be a 2-year project to get this all done. I've kind of scheduled it out. What's super exciting is there's going to be a new one releasing about, give us a little bit of grace. Things will come up, Christmas, holidays, we've got staffing issues or whatever, but we're hoping to produce them on a schedule of about every couple weeks. So there's going to be new stuff coming all the time. These booklets are going to be 4 lessons. So it's designed to just take you a week. So we're going alphabetically through the units or through the states. So basically, if you've got, a lower alphabet number, I'm so sorry, but you're going to be waiting a while, because this is just a beast of a project. But we're starting off with our very first state is Alabama, which we are hoping to be releasing around July 21st. So it's going to be coming very quickly. And it's 4 lessons designed to be done in a week. And this gives you the ability to say, I want to we're doing a road trip, and we're going to be hitting these different states as we go. And so you could get those, as you're traveling and be learning as you're going. Or you could do like a world schooling from home kind of feel, like we do with our Connecting Continents series. These, the student pages are more in depth. So typically in our mini units, we only do 2 pages. But for this, I believe we're doing 5 pages. And you'll notice it says level 1. We're doing this a little different too. I'm not doing pre-reader, early elementary, upper elementary, middle school, high school. Okay, we're just doing level 1, 2, 3. I love level 1, 2, 3. Level 1 is going to be for kind of that younger early learner. Level 2 is going to be around that upper elementary age. Level 3 is going to be teenagers. It's really simple. So we're simplifying it, but we're trying to give more content. So you'll get those 5 pages per day. So you're going to have notebooking. We're going to cover your science. We're going to cover socials or, geography, history. There will be art included. There will be Bible included. We're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about politics. We're going to be talking about features, flora, fauna. We're going to be talking about landmarks and different places and tourism. We're going to be talking about industries. We're going to be talking about economy. I mean, there's so much that we can do, and we get to do that with each individual state. So we're very excited about it. Yes.
Olivia needs help. She hurt her ankle really bad.
She hurt her ankle really bad.
Yeah, she found a lot.
Okay, I will go check on her. Or do you want to check on her? I love it. That's my nephew, and he's adorable. And apparently my daughter hurt herself. Could you go check on her? Or text Dad and tell him to check on her? Either way. Okay. Okay, so hopefully this is all making sense. I have to do a comment check because I have not been looking at comments. Where are we at? Scrolling. You're excited it's not going to be by region. Me too. My team, let's ask them. You guys, how are you feeling? Who's on here from the team are you excited? Or are you feeling like this is daunting? When I did the schedule, I will admit, I was like, here's the next 2 years of our life, every 2 weeks. It's intense, guys. It's super intense, even from a marketing standpoint. But I think it's going to be amazing. So the way you see that map there is basically they're going to be color coded by the regions. So all of the ones that are from the West, they'll all be blue. The pictures on the front are going to change. Obviously, we're going to choose things that kind of speak to that region, but the color coding is going to be really simple. So eventually when we have it all done, we'd be able to sell them in packs by region where you could buy for, I just want to buy the West, or I just want to buy this. We're also hoping, and this is way down the road, but possibly to do something like a recipe book or lap book add-on that you could be adding to as you went. However, that's something that would come later. We're going to release them as they come. And then there's different extras that we can add if we want to as we're going. So isn't it so colorful? It is so colorful. I love it. I think that it looks absolutely amazing. Okay, so I am going to show you, let's see, that's slide 1. Let's move to slide 2. I'm going to show you a teacher's guide cover because, of course, we have to go fast, guys, because July 21st is coming up. Here is, can you see the whole page on your screen? I think you can. So our first one, as I said, is Alabama. It's a part of the Southern State Series. So you're going to see it coming out in the red that is color coded for that region. And this is our teacher's guide cover. So yes, we're going to be covering, you know, animals, symbols, you know, birds, all of those different things for the states. So isn't it beautiful? I love it. And then next up, we have our student book covers. So again, this is going to be organized by level as opposed to everything all broken up. I think there's still lots of flexibility. These will be printed as booklets, even the teacher's guide, because it's only like 4 lessons. We're looking at around, like the page count is going to be around in the 30s. So it's actually too small for us to really use a coil for. So it's going to be done as a booklet, which is going to be kind of magazine style, super engaging, light, easy. It's not going to feel overwhelming. Again, you're going on vacation somewhere and you can grab the state pack and you can do it while you camp or while you're traveling and bring school on the road. Doesn't that sound exciting? That sounds so exciting. And then we have level 2, level 3. I'm going to skip. You guys can kind of see that. And then I'm going to skip through to this where you can actually see the order of the 50 state series. So as you're going to see, again, we're going alphabetically. So I am sorry for later states. Some of these are going to be waiting. And also I think we're doing the 50 state series. So we probably won't do Washington, DC. We will do Washington, but not Washington, DC. I think we'll include that in one of the other ones. Who knows? I may change my mind. But at this point, I think I'll probably just do 50 of these. Keep it as simple as possible, but who knows? So that gives you can see the regions, you can see that's going to be the colors. So our next unit that we're working on that's going to come out around August 4th is going to be Alaska, and that's going to be that amazing teal blue that you see there. And we'll just keep going through them as we go alphabetically. And so you can kind of plan out when the state you would be interested in would be coming out. And hopefully that gives you an idea. Let's see, are you seeing my whole screen? That whole, I think you are, the whole schedule. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So that was my big news. That was what I was super excited about. I wanted to let you guys know we are very hard at work behind the scenes right now. We are in high creative mode. I don't know if you saw my newsletter. I just got it out. I can't even describe to you what I feel like is happening behind the scenes right now. It is high stress. It is just high stress. We are working. Our teenage kids are working. We are just hard at work trying to get done everything we need to get done. Obviously, we're in our sale printing mode. We're waiting on another printer to come. We've been setting up a new warehouse. There's so much with that, getting the label printers and the weigh scales. And, we've been implementing a new inventory system, which has been wrought with issues. And so it's been just lots of troubleshooting. I run back and forth from new, location, running to the back, trying to help troubleshoot, trying to help solve issues so that we can get things going. But at the same time, we're vision casting all of these new 50 states, and we're working hard at math because we have our modular math is going to be releasing this fall. And so there's also an opportunity. I want to make sure you guys know that for the people who are a part of the village, we are going to be releasing math early. So I have seen some of you who've said November is too late for me, I want it earlier, or upset that we're releasing on a monthly, kind of every 5-week schedule. And while I wish I could release it all at once, it's not written yet. They are so intensive to write. The amount of planning and time and design, I don't know if we've ever spent so much money creating anything as we have with math. It is highly technical. It is highly time intensive. And so it is something that takes us 2 full months to write every unit. We've been working on this already for a year, and we're kind of at the halfway point at this point. So my releasing it this fall has to be done on a monthly basis so that I'm not releasing it and promising it faster than I'm actually able to create it, because I'm still going to be creating this for another year. Isn't that great? I love committing to these big projects that are on my list. I already have next year planned out, guys, and not even just with these. I have like my list of things I want to do. So it's hard for me to like, now I have to finish it. You know, I just want to do the new. So we're hard at work on math. We're hard at work on also getting our first math ready for the public. So there's edits happening with that in August. Around the beginning of August, hopefully, we're hoping to release on our math page. So that's at gatheroundhomeschool.com/pages/math. We're hoping to be able to release the sample publicly for you guys, as well as the scope and sequence for Number Sense, the placement test for Number Sense, which is the first one. And there may be a chance that we also do pre-orders. We're looking into it. So that would be similar to how we did our years before, where shipping would be incorporated into the price. And you would essentially be paying the same as what they're going to be paying when the subscription becomes available, but you'd be able to pay for it all at once and not have to think about it and get it coming to you every month. Because some people, you know, if every couple weeks you got to take another test and go online and find out your levels and then put in your order, it can be a little stressful for people to have to keep up with. And so that is something that we're considering. No promises, but we are considering. Either way, members of the village will be getting access to it around that time as well. So there's a couple of ways, if you don't want to wait till November, that you may be able to get ahead of that schedule and start in September instead, either if you're a member of the village or if we open it up for a short period of time. So those are things that we're considering. That is math. Behind the scenes, I'm also have on my list right now to work on weather and natural disasters. That's probably not going to be coming till a little bit later this year. I'm working on science fiction. We have First Timothy on the lineup. And I did say we were going to do a novel study, and I have decided to do Number the Stars. And the reason for that is because, I don't know if you've heard, but we are releasing an online academy. Our online academy is going to be, again, we're hoping coming this fall. We are still looking for teachers. I believe we're kind of getting there, but we are still looking for some teachers. And with those applications, which by the way are available at gatheroundteam.com/jobs. You can find all our job postings and listings there. We're currently looking for some local warehouse workers. So it's not us working 12-hour days if anyone lives near Athens, Georgia. But we are also putting the call out for teachers. And on those teacher applications, we really need to see a video sample of your teaching. And I am looking for someone who is, you know, very engaging, not just reading it, looking down, but knowing the content as much as possible, doing some prep, you know, maybe having your notes kind of there, engaging with students as much as possible. So if that sounds exciting to you, if that sounds like something you would be interested in, we would love to see your application for that. But we are hoping to open our online academy. And one of the units we're doing is U.S. history. Is it 4, guys? 3 or 4? I think it's 4 is the World War one. And so Number the Stars fits so well. So we're actually going to do it with a book study to go along with it. And I'm thinking of writing that one a little different. I'm thinking of doing it like a book club, which I've never done anything like that before. But my idea is to write it in a way where it's actually written to the student, where we're giving them the assignment of what to read. We're giving them some things to look for, the kind of questions they would ask, and then a weekly book club planner, and having those book club discussion questions that they can just get together and do it with a group. So I'm just thinking of doing it, you know, different. I don't know, less workbooky and a little bit more, let's sip some tea and discuss. So those are some of my ideas. That gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're doing behind the scenes. We are running like chickens with our head cut off. So that's what we're doing. If you're wondering, we're living off coffee, very little sleep, and yeah, high stress. So maybe, just putting it out there, maybe you should be joining our team. And, you know, we have many positions. Meg, the village early access would be happening in September as well. I'm not sure exactly when I would open it up or what that would look like, but that's what I was thinking, is either way, I think the village would get access to orders starting in September so that they're not having to wait till November. Okay, so I will tell you, you know what, as you guys are here, do you want to hear what I'm thinking for 26, is that too far out? Is that too crazy? That might be too crazy. Maybe that's, Caleb, talk me down.
We'll do it.
Don't do it. Caleb says don't do it. I do want to announce, but here's the thing. Maybe we announce that later, because you already know half of what we're doing next year, which is math in 50 states. It's just the other units. I have ideas for them. But yeah, that's me. I can run with all my ideas. I just need a lot more people, okay? Our team leaders and our teams are drowning in work. And so we are looking for people so that we can do even more and keep up with the many ideas that are coming in my head at any given moment. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to open it up to questions. Does anyone have questions about what we have talked about here? And did I miss anything, team, from the newsletter, which I don't even remember what I wrote, even though that was only an hour ago. It's gone. I don't remember. Did you know that that's what happens to me when I write? Seriously, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. But let me tell you what happens when I write. I study. I master what I am learning about. I get fascinated by it. I get so pulled in, especially depending on the topic, but I can get so pulled in that I feel like I'm immersed in a world, and it's very hard for me to detach from that. Like I am in it, okay? I get very immersed in the lesson I'm doing. And then I find ways of like explaining this in this creative or way that's gonna try to pull your kids in. That's my ultimate goal, is how can I present this information? I've got to read through the dry, boring text. How can I repackage this in a way that is going to captivate your children? And so I look for the wildest and the weirdest and the strangest, and then I try to write it in a conversational way. What happens though is once I type that out with my fingers, I have like a 24-hour memory bank. After that, it's gone. Like my husband, he can remember everything. I have heard people say, you know, a woman, she's like an elephant. She never forgets. No, incorrect. At least in my house, it's my husband. When we have a disagreement, okay, just disagreement, he is the person that is like, on this date at this time. And I'm like, at some point, you know, this happened and I felt like this. He's like, well, tell me when. I'm like, I don't remember. It's just an overarching theme, okay? So I'm really bad. I'm really terrible. I don't remember a lot of things once I write it out. So my newsletter is so an hour ago. Apparently, I don't even have a 24-hour bank right now. Okay, so how does one join the village? It is something you join on our app. So if you go to our app, on the left-hand side, you should see the village, the table. Those are all parts of our village. And if you click on those, it will bring you to a free trial. And you can actually try it for free for 7 days to get a feel for what it's like, to see, you know, is it, you know, to have the kind of content that I'm interested in. Our goal is to provide high value so that you are able to, you know, get the most out of it. We try to keep it affordable. We also find that with a paid community, it keeps it with people that are there because they want to be there. So you are joining people who share your values, who share your passions, who share your interests, and who are committed to being there. So because they're paying for it, I found that the value is so much, I feel like, greater. I do a podcast in there. So those of you that miss my podcast, that is how you can access them. We do live video chats. We have devotions. You guys have ability to access so many more features in the app. There are tons of free printables. We have kind of a theme each month that is focused and targeted to helping just support homeschools to be as effective as they can possibly be. So if you're feeling alone, if you want community, if you want to, you know, have a little bit of hand holding through the process, or maybe you just need a kick in the butt because you feel totally unmotivated, been there, then you're going to benefit from joining the village. So check it out. Yes, I did plan out, I did mention that in the newsletter, as I talked about a little bit about high school. So I don't know if you guys know, but we have a new page. It is gatheroundhomeschool.com/pages. I can redirect that, but it's on my list. High-school, okay? -hyphen. So our high school page, we have revamped that. I don't know if you looked at it before. If you looked at it about a month ago, you are missing out because we have done so much work on our high school page. Our goal is to make sure that everything we do is unique and original and high value. And so with high school, we actually spent many hours, many manpower hours going through every single unit that we have and timing how long would be spent on different subject matter. And why that's valuable is because how most high schools assign credits for various subjects is through time. So what they do is they take, a various subject and they say you need to have, for example, 120 hours in this subject matter in order to get a credit that you can apply for your high school transcript. So what we did is we went through every page and we went through every lesson of our high school notebook and our teacher's guide. And we said, if you do this unit, this is what you will get and be able to put on your transcript. And the way that we figured that out is this much time divided by 120 means you'll get 0.3 credits in this or 0.02 credits in this, which doesn't sound like much, but you're doing 10 units in a year times 4 units over your high school year. So it adds up really quickly. We put together a custom plan for you. So if you are totally overwhelmed with high school, we have a custom plan. We'll tell you do all these units. If you do all those units, you'll see there is a sample transcript on there that you actually is form fillable. So if you follow our plan, you can just go in there, write your kid's name on top, add any additional credits, which for example, might be foreign language or a high school math that we didn't cover, and your transcript is done. And by the way, for those of you who are like, I don't know, like is high school enough? A lot of places, I don't know exactly what it is for every different state, but it's usually around 30 credits or 22 credits or something like that in order to graduate. And you are going to get way above and beyond that. And so even just looking at that transcript and seeing, okay, if I do 8 to 10 units a year, and then, in the high school of these, and some of them are even mini units, this is what I would get out of it. If nothing else, it will give you the confidence that this is enough. This is enough. So go check it out. We have a PDF available that will show you that plan. It will show you the credit breakdown and the hour breakdown and actually by lesson breakdown. So if you've only done certain lessons for those 4 years, we've also inputted this information about credits into our Gather Guide, which is our new AI bot that we have also spent many, many hours training. That is available on our site, gatheroundhomeschool.com. If you go to the bottom right-hand corner, you can click on that and ask it questions such as, how many credits would I get if I did chemistry for high school? Or how many high school credits would I get in the chemistry unit? I always recommend using the word unit with our Gather Guide because, for example, chemistry is also a subject. And sometimes it can be a little confused about, is this the title of a unit you're asking about, or are you asking about a subject? So always use the word unit after you are talking to our Gather Guide. But if you ask it that question, it will actually give you the breakdown for units. So the AI bot is still in training. We're still working out some kinks. So it's not that it's always 100%, but it is a massive resource. If you want to know which writing project is included, if you want to know what's the grammar focus for seat work, if you want to work on, let's say your kids are struggling with adjectives, you could say which seat work books cover adjectives or which units cover adjectives. So I haven't tested actually both of those. I would say which units. You should get an answer out of that one. Seat work books I want to test. So let me know if that one works out. But anyways, our AI bot is also available and again, works along with this high school plan to give you as much information as possible so that you can see how this would work and how you would put that together. So that's all available. We have grading rubrics. We have how to do it, how you figure out transcripts, how you figure out GPAs, how you grade. And it's all available on our high school page. So I think those are the main updates that I had. There will be, Jennifer, a unit for each state. And science fiction, I'm hoping before fall. I'm hoping, although what do you call fall? I don't know. Okay, up in Canada, okay? Up in Canada, we have fall. It happens like in September. Our summer is July and August. School starts after Labor Day in September. And then I moved down here to the sauna of the South, and I found that school starts the beginning of August. So your summer is June and July. And I don't know, do you say fall is August 1st? To me, that's still summer. I don't know. But I'm hoping for by end of August, which is still summer to me, to release the sci-fi unit. So I'm working on it. But it is on me. And I have some kids that are overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff happening over with inventory and scanning things in and mistakes. And so sometimes I'm working night shifts trying to get this up and running and help, again, we need staff. We desperately, desperately need staff. So, and I need coffee, so much coffee. Yes, we haven't released price yet for 50 states, but it will probably be somewhere around Pentecost prices. So check that out on the site, and that will give you an idea of what will be available. Any other questions that you guys have? I'm so glad to hear that. High school resources have made it easier for planning. Hallelujah. If you're having trouble with the village, please, please, please email us. We would love to look into it. Again, it may depend on what device and what operating system and all of those things. So we may need a bit more information, but we want to make sure that you guys are able to access it. So definitely let us know. Looking for the Gather guide. Oh, see, that's us. That's our comment. Okay. Well, I think those are the main questions. I do see some of you saying, please share 2026. I saw, and I chose to ignore your comments. I'm sorry. I think Caleb's right. If Jonathan were here, he would be shushing me because here's, I don't know if you guys have heard the term ball and chain. I need me a ball and chain. Okay. I have to be tethered to the ground because I am like, we can do it, and then I'm like, well, but we need human beings. And so, yeah, that's the problem. My poor team. I am like driving things right now. We're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And so maybe I'll hold off. Plus, I want you guys to be excited when I'm releasing all of the new exciting stuff. And so I want to keep it new and I want to keep it exciting. So I think that'd be a fun thing to do. I don't know, early January or something. I'd like to get our catalog out sooner this year so that we're able to do those updates, and then we'll release the catalog and let everybody know what our hopes are to do for that year. Okay. So, there you go. See, Carly, you know better than I do. I don't even know these things. I got to ask my team. I'm like, I don't know. Do you know? I wish I knew everything, but I don't. Sometimes I do, but like I said, I forget it. What will the cost of the co-op be? All that is available. I have released it. You know how hard that is for me to do, to commit to try to figure out. I've released it and I haven't even hired a teacher for it yet. So pray for me. But it is all available at gatheroundhomeschool.com/academy. You can see the units, you can see the schedule, and you can see the cost. And now we just need the teachers. But it is available right now. You could join a wait list so that I'm going to send you out a newsletter as soon as I hire teachers and I'm like, this is good to go. So, and what it will look like, the schedule and all of that. Of course, you have the unit schedule because I planned that out with Thanksgiving break and Christmas break and trying to figure out what units. I couldn't do that without kind of looking at the schedule. But as far as the day-to-day, what times, I can tell you that it will be an Eastern time. I'm thinking around 10, maybe 9, haven't decided. I do know not everyone is Eastern time, but I will say it's going to be a little different than probably you're imagining. There's going to be an area in our app for it. So it's going to be something where inside our app, you would have the videos would be posted and they would be organized almost like our resources are in that course. They'd be organized by week or by unit in there. It's going to be subscription based. So I have seen people asking questions about, will we be able to buy by unit rather than by month? Because there's crossover. Every unit's going to take 5 weeks, not 4. other than our Christmas unit, which will fit into the month of December. And I can't do it that way. Unfortunately, I'm going to be using, if I use any subscription service, it is something that has to be on a very consistent basis. And with school breaks and everything else built into it, nothing is going to be consistent. There might be, one where we're finishing off this one and then there's a school break for Thanksgiving and then we're starting on the next one. It's just impossible to do. And I'm really wanting this to be hands off from us, and I want to give all control to you. So that means what we're going to do is we will have a subscription that would be very similar to the Village, where you would be able to just sign up and cancel anytime. So it puts all control again in your hands. I don't want this to be something that we have to micromanage, and I don't want you to feel like you're bound or you're locked into something for a 1-year contract. You're free. But I do recognize there's some crossover, and unfortunately it's just unavoidable. So it'll be a monthly subscription that you can join in or hop in and out of whenever you want. It will be something where every video is recorded, and I haven't even decided as far as how live I can make it. It will seem probably like it's live as far as being available at a certain time at a certain day, but to do it fully live means I'm dependent on a teacher never getting sick, never taking vacation, and working every single day of the year. I don't know if that's realistic. So I would rather be able to even work ahead a little bit so that you guys are going to know that you're going to have those consistent videos and a consistent experience with a teacher. So what will happen is there will be, the video will be coming in and there will be comments available on the side. So kids are going to be able to interact and engage with one another, but their videos are not going to be on. It's impossible for us to do that without keeping class sizes very, very small, hiring a ton of teachers, which then I would have to increase my price significantly. The idea with that monthly subscription is your whole family. So everyone can join in. It's going to be doing that unit alongside of us. And the teacher would go through the teacher's guide and go through, how I've explained how after I'm done reading a teacher's guide, I go through with my kids and I read each of their pages to make sure they understand the general concept of that page and what is expected of them. So there would be kind of an explanation of the student pages, and then those would be assigned as homework. So the benefit of that is if you as a family decided that you just want to do US history for the book club and the teacher's guide portion, and you don't want to do the student books, you don't have to. If you do want to do them, then you could. I have many ideas of how I could extend this or add things to it. I am debating, and this is not currently advertised, but I am debating doing a separate one in the afternoons for letters and numbers and ready to read. So that is something that we are looking at maybe doing that your kids could join on. That would be different than the academy. The academy is the subjects that are listed, the units that are listed. You would need to purchase those units, which we do have an academy bundle. I don't know if it's still available, but we can make it available again. But basically just so you have everything in one. So we've got you would need to have the units in order to do it. You would have the teaching. And then here's the really cool thing is you get this part very similar to the Village in our app, where you can engage, where your kids can post pictures of what they're doing, where you can actually set your own meetups. You could have, the ability to be able to say, hey, is there anyone that lives in this area? You could, some parents were saying, that there's a lot of options and flexibility for how collaborative or how involved you want to be. But the idea will basically be to take some of the weight off your shoulders. What I've always felt with co-ops is it's usually an extra thing. I'm doing my own school, my own books, and then on top of that, we send them to co-op and they're given homework, and it doesn't align or take any weight off. It's an extra thing I have to do. The idea with the Gather Round Academy is that we're going to help support you in your homeschool, and you get to choose what that looks like. So you could choose a 1 day a week option, and the schedule is available 2 days a week. And I think I have 4 days a week. So you have multiple options as far as how much support you feel like you need. And then you would have the availability to either join it at that time when it currently goes, or just watch it later on. So a lot of flexibility for you to plan it and make it adaptable to your life. So that is our academy, a little bit more about it. Again, you can join the wait list for it right now at gatheroundhomeschool.com/academy. You can learn more about the schedule and the units and what it's going to look like. And if you are interested in teaching for it, please go and fill out our application at gatheroundteam.com/jobs. And when you do, yes, you will have to do a video and include a video link, because I do need to see a video before I will do any interviews. Because I'm really looking for high quality. I'm looking for good lighting. I'm looking for engaging. I'm looking for fun. I'm looking for eye contact. I'm looking for the ability to understand the subject matter and explain it. So I'm looking for someone really great, and I'm believing that the Lord has someone, and I want it to be something that your kids are so excited to tune in and to be a part of. And it's, again, just taking some of that weight off of your shoulders. So hopefully that gives you some ideas and something to look forward to. And otherwise, I am going to, I'm going to wrap it up, because I have another meeting I have to get to, unfortunately, and I have to check in on my kids. The live recordings are available soon after. Yes. So I mean, you guys know in the app, even from these videos, when I go live, I want to say basically it just has to process. So I think at most it's ever taken is an hour, and then we should be able to post the replay. So it's something that would be available to post the replay. And then if they were watching the replay, they could just add in the comments below. So that conversation would be a little less dynamic, but it would be something that they would still be able to add to. And they're going to have access to the feed where they could post. Like I said, it may give us abilities to have our kids have a little bit of accountability and motivation, where they're posting samples of what they've done. And I had one idea of maybe having an extra add-on, which don't hold me to this at all, because I need people, but maybe having an extra add-on where there's even grading available. But that would be so much manual work. But to be able to have that, like, especially for those of you with older students or just super, super overwhelmed, where they would be able to submit their work and then have that accountability and support. I don't know what will happen, guys. I don't know. I'm just believing in faith, and I would love for your prayers that the Lord will bring us the right people, that the Lord will provide what we need. We have many needs right now. And so we're just praying for the Lord to provide what we need, so that we can keep creating these units and all of the ideas that we have, because there's no shortage of those. It's just difficult for us to, meet all the needs when we've got so much stuff going on. So yes, we would covet your prayers, and we're so appreciative for those of you who are, thinking of us and praying for us. And we do the same for you. My daughter was saying the other day, as she was filling orders, she was saying, I was just feeling the Lord and worshiping. And I was praying over every book that I was binding. And as I was packaging it up and just sending it out, I was praying and blessing homeschools and families. And we pray for you guys too. And we are excited to see what the Lord will do, and excited that you get to be a part of the testimony of how he's moving. So I will not be live next week. I'm actually going to learn more about this new printer we are getting, which is not a small fortune, a large fortune. We're getting a new printer so that we can keep up with demand and print your orders faster and better. It's actually going to be ink. Right now we've been using toner, and toner actually fuses with the paper a little bit. So you'll notice if you ever got our print, it's almost kind of glassy, which can be a little bit difficult to write on in the places where that happens. Ink is sprayed on the paper and it dries. And so it is a little bit of a different look, a little bit of a different feel. You'll feel that same paper texture on the entire paper. It won't be like smooth and then paper and then smooth and then paper. It will be all paper texture. So we're learning more about it. We're learning more about the ink world and getting familiar. We've been working really hard on getting set up for everything that we need for that. And getting, there's so much electrical and HVAC. And I mean, that's all Jonathan's world. But let me tell you, he's been working around the clock getting ready for this thing. So we're expanding and we're growing, and it's painful and it's difficult. And it's not something I would recommend. Don't expand or grow. Okay. Just is so much work, and there just feels like there's so much opposition, and it is so much harder than I thought it would be. And I guess you just feel like when you're expanding and growing, there should be all this provision and all of this momentum, and you're just in this raging river just being pushed forward. But I feel like it has been it has been such a faith walk. I can't even tell you guys. It has been such a faith walk. It is so risky. It is so stressful. It is so much pressure. And you're just in between this rock and this hard place where you have to grow in order to grow. I don't know if that makes sense, but if some of you have been there, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, we are working hard. We care about your orders. We are working on your orders. And check out our job listing page. That's what I'll sum this all up with. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Sarah, yes, 50 states will be available. It will be available for sure in Canada for those of you that are asking. We're going to make it available in Canada as well. And we are hoping to do a provincial one right after that, like kind of continue the process and maybe even the same feel of what we did over here. So lots to come. All right, we will talk to you guys later. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week and are enjoying your summer, and we will tune in another time. See ya.